15 love.
Robbie, I think for Hewitt to have success today, he's definitely going to have to serve well. And you would say the same thing would be true of Ferrero.
Absolutely. These balls, the conditions also going to help Hewitt's style of play. A $195 to start out early on in the match. And some good pop early on from Leighton.
Hewitt.
So nothing like a love serve game to get you started. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, conditions definitely going to help him. His flat style of play, the ball's going to come through the court quickly.
Yeah, we both spoke with him before this match, and he did mention how quick the courts were playing, and he figured that with a little bit of this heaviness in the air with the rain and the clouds above, that it would help maybe control the ball a little bit better. But I think for him anyway, we saw him handle the slowness of the play in Hamburg, how well he handled that. But we also know that he can attack, and when he attacks, he's such a threat.
Kansas. 15 love.
One stage just used to be the biggest forehand in the game. When he takes it early like that, takes the time away from his opponents. When he hits it that good, it's tough to track down.
Well, both players doing what we said they had to do, come out, serve well. Good high first serve percentages and then placement as well. Robbie, Hewitt hasn't played a match on a hard court since all the way back in March, and that's when he was having some lower back trouble.
Ferrero.
Good opening serve game from Juan Carlos. Both players quickly into their stride. Canada has never particularly been a happy hunting ground for either player. Ferrero, the best he ever has done here as a quarterfinalist back in 2001. Hewitt has never even got that far.
And that's really amazing for Hewitt, for someone who's such a great hardcourt player, had an amazing career, has always struggled here.
Yeah, we talk about the feel-good factor at events. Some events you just don't enjoy as much as others. Sometimes you just arrive at a tournament, and when you've had success there in the past, you have that, what I call the feel-good factor. You just always seem to play well at the same events.
Point to Kansas. 30-15.
Well, a man who has won so much. Best result ever for Hewitt. You wouldn't guess. Third round here.
Heavy hitting from Ferrero. Couple that the fact that he's hitting some good depth. It's not easy to handle that forehand.
Point 40. 30-40.
It's just the first point Hewitt's lost when he's got that first serve in. And it presents Juan Carlos Ferrero with his first break point.
It's a way to answer under pressure. Good first serve.
Égalité. 10.
And you saw that Hewitt on that first serve not only getting the first one in deep, but going at Ferrero's backhand.
Watch out for that, folks. Loves that serve out wide on the big points, does Hewitt. World class. Great athlete, great mover on the hard courts.
Avantage Hewitt.
Well, we've heard it said time and time again, you can't pass with a slice, but Hewitt, who does so well with the topspin lob, first of all, and then gets Ferrero really not knowing where to go. And there's a slice winner. Not hit with a lot of authority, but the placement was perfect.
Égalité. 10. Avantage Hewitt.
Had a good look at that, did Juan Carlos Ferrero. Not scared to try and send a message to Hewitt. Teeing off on that second serve.
Hewitt.
So the first serve to the rescue. Well placed serve up the tee.
Hewitt men. 2-1. 2 games to 1.
Hewitt keeps his nose out in front. 2 games to 1.
Well, you always want to start off a match with confidence, and I'll tell you what, you go down that early break, it can really hurt the psychological factor, but Hewitt responded well, came up with some good serves down those break points. And it's just so amazing that in a tournament of this nature, you have these two guys playing each other in the very first round. Neither one of them seeded. And, you know, it's not that long ago that both of them were the best players in the world. For Hewitt, it was 2001. And for Juan Carlos Ferrero, 2003.
Question about that. Leighton Hewitt looks like he's sporting a new hairdo there, Doug. Looks like he's got it straightened out.
He does. It is straight. When he takes that hat off, that hat hair is completely straight. Sort of like mine used to be.
here with his wife this week. Little daughter waltzing around the Players' Lounge earlier on.
Mia Rebecca. She's getting pretty big quickly.
Textbook volley.
Well, you know, we saw Ferrero do quite a bit of that last year when he reached the final in Cincy. He took advantage of these big ground strokes. We've talked about in the past how that forehand was so big. But you know what? It's one thing to hit the big shot. It's another to know how to finish the point off.
At the second serve.
Robbie, you remember back in 2003 when Ferrero won the French and he got to the final of the U.S. Open, beat Andre Agassi in that semi, beat him in 4 sets, and back then in 03 he had 2 huge weapons, the first serve and the forehand.
No question, he was one of the first Spaniards to come to prominence with a huge forehand. Such a good mover as well. Combination was so devastating.
Book it. Bring me that ball. Book it. Bring me that ball.
Hewitt just wanting the umpire to check to see if that ball has lost some of its pressure. One thing that you'll see Ferrero doing is when he's serving well and getting the first serve in, he likes to stand about 2 feet inside the baseline, try to take the ball really early.
Often games like this early on in a set or in a match can determine the outcome of the set. Often a pivotal game. Hewitt gets a break here. Gets a chance to put some space between him and his opponent. Perhaps run away with the opening set.
Hewitt.
Just a lot of unforced errors off the racket from Ferrero on this game. Remember, he had 40 love.
Absolutely. You couple that, you throw that into the equation. It's easy to get down on yourself early on. You realize you've let a chance like this slip if you're one Carlos Ferrero.
Ball just flew off the racket.
It's very uncharacteristic from Leighton Hewitt. He does not miss too many backhand cross courts. Really disappointed with that.
Well, this is an emotional battle as well, because both guys trying to show the other one that they're not going to miss from the back of the court.
That's better from Hewitt. Stayed on the point nicely early on. Just dropped the ball a little short, did Ferrero.
3 games to 1.
Hewitt was all over that forehand. So Ferrero's going to be disappointed. Up 40-love in that game. Hewitt's managed to turn it around and take an early break in this opening set.
And you take that one step further. The previous game, Hewitt himself facing a break point down, comes back. So you know, if you're Ferrero, that's probably in the back of your mind.
That's the second here.
Changing the direction of the ball, going up the line. That's something Ferrero used to have a lot of success doing.
Allow 15.
This is a good response. Positive action.
Dance back.
What surprised me was that Hewitt was very, very relaxed coming into this match. We saw him playing around with his child and his wife prior to the match. Didn't seem to be nervous. Obviously, with the head-to-head advantage.
Couple with the fact that he's playing on his favorite surface. It all adds up.
Dance hard.
Hewitt uses that forehand. Just, in my opinion, not enough racket head speed. Just guides the ball. He's not aggressive enough on it.
Dead. First. Count. 15-14.
So his first double fault, an untimely one for Leighton Hewitt. It hands Ferrero a golden opportunity to get back on serve. Such a well-worked point. Really enjoy it when Leighton Hewitt moves forward and comes to the net. The execution on the smash, not good by his lofty standards. Juan Carlos Ferrero gets himself back on serve.
You know, that's what you want to see typically. Lose your serve. Don't let your opponent keep the lead. Obviously, trying to consolidate is a very difficult thing. We see the break back. You see guys work so hard to get that break, and then how quickly they give it right back. That's what happened for Ferrero in that last game. It wasn't that he did that much, but Hewitt the double fault, and then Ferrero playing some good defense on that last point. I was surprised that Hewitt actually hit that overhead in the air. Very deeply played. I don't know if you hit that ball or you let it bounce. It could have gone long.
Yeah, you still expect him to make the shot, though. A little credit to Ferrero. That first point after he had got broken on the Hewitt serve. Stepped in early on the backhand, drilled a winner up the line. He could have been passive. Instead, he chose the aggressive route. Good stuff. Stands still sparsely populated, but the weather was awful this morning. Very lucky that we started as early as we have. Sure, the stadium is going to fill up as the day progresses, especially if the rain stays away.
First. Yeah, c'est bon. 15 love.
Well, it's been a long time since Juan Carlos Ferrero has actually won an event. 2003. 2003 was a great year for Ferrero. He won Monte Carlo, Valencia, French Open, and Madrid indoors on the hard courts. But boy, it's been a while, and his only chance this year, well, that final in Costa de Sauipe.
That seconds. On to Kens. 30-15. 40 Kent. 14, 15.
He shouldn't be missing those routine shots for him. Backhand cross court as solid as you will ever see. Just letting him down a little bit at the moment. Just catching the back edge of the line there, shooting off the line.
14,
Carlos hit that one a little late. And TMI just confirming that fact.
Ferrero.
So when players get their first serve operating, they find life very easy. It's taken already half an hour to play just 6 games, so this could be a lengthy encounter.
Now 15.
We tried the little dropper and just missed it. A lot of times guys hit that drop volley and they're not really quite sure how to play it.
Okay, it's back now. 15.
A big advocate of him coming to the net a little bit more. He's so good around the net. I don't think he uses it to his full advantage. Great long footing backhand. Probably a match that stands out in my mind, this match against Djokovic at Wimbledon this year, where I thought he was way too passive. He was hanging very well with Djokovic from the baseline, had numerous opportunities to come in, and I think in the end that cost him the match.
Sure. Brilliant, huh?
Ridiculous feel.
It's like a senior's drop shot. Just cuts that backhand. First he punishes the two-hander, and then that heavy underslice. You see that ball moving from right to left. This is a ball that a lot of senior players like to play.
Yeah, those are the ones that we hit in practice.
You're right about that match against Djokovic. He had so many opportunities, and I'm sure he'll look back at that match and think he should have probably come away with a 3-set victory.
Hewitt.
So Leighton Hewitt does well to hang on to his serve. He leads
4 games.
4 games to 3 here in this first round encounter.
Both players obviously needing to serve well to have success here, and Hewitt has served extremely well. That first serve percentage healthy. The problem is the second balls, only winning on 29% of them. He's won 3 of 8. Excuse me, he's won only 2 of 7. You can see Ferrero standing well behind the baseline to return first serve. Hewitt very accurate in both the deuce and the ad side, going wide and going up the tee, really mixing it up nicely. His problem is too many second balls. When Ferrero serves, well, you know what? It's almost the same thing. he has trouble as well with the second serve. He himself has only won 3 of 8. But once again, keeping Hewitt well behind that baseline. Good, healthy first serve percentage. Both players needing to serve well to win this match.
Speaking of Wimbledon, a surprisingly good Wimbledon did Ferrero, making it all the way to the quarterfinals there. Some good wins along the way, beating none other than James Blake in 4 sets before losing to Roger Federer. A pretty good encounter, managing to get a set off the world #1 there. Let's get some new pelotas.
Kansas. 15 left. On this. 30 left.
One of his strengths is returning serve, so he doesn't want to be giving away free points. I'm not making returns of serve in play.
On to Kansas. 30-15.
Backhand has really worked well for him in this opening set.
Yeah, on to Kansas.
He made a comment that
14-15.
when Ferrero came back to break after losing his own serve, he started the next game by going up the line with the backhand. So when he's in the attack mode, he has a lot of good results.
Good overall from Damian Steiner. Even from way up here in the commentary box, that did look long.
Ferrero.
A bit short with his ground strokes today is Leighton Hewitt.
4 games.
Juan Carlos Ferrero, plenty of opportunity to play aggressive and attack him.
You know, Ferrero's ratio of winners to unforced errors is better than Hewitt's. Ferrero with 10 unforced errors but 9 winners. Hewitt worse than 2-1, 12 unforced errors, only 5 winners. And that's a stat that you wouldn't really expect from him.
Kansas. 15 left. Contest 30.
trade forehands too often with Ferrero.
Point against 30-15.
You know, Hewitt got a little bit cautious there. He just tried playing the ball back in the court. It got shorter and shorter. And you saw Ferrero just teeing off on that forehand. Too much weight of shot for Hewitt to be able to handle.
About asking the question there on the baseline, bounced at Ferrero.
40-15.
Ball was very close to the line. You can see him just looking down there at the baseline.
You almost thought he was going to stop the point.
Exactly.
And he kept playing.
One of the most contested calls is the one on the baseline. As a player, you don't see the bounce as accurately as you think. Over the course of all the matches we've done over the past couple of months, that's one of them that gets questioned the most. More often than not, the player is wrong.
Hewitt.
Exquisite depth.
Hewitt man.
Set up the point so well, did Leighton Hewitt.
5 games.
And a commanding 5-4 lead.
I sort of like Hewitt's position right now. Obviously serving first. Pressure on the shoulders of Ferrero, having to stay in the set each time. And Hewitt, you saw how much better the result is when he comes forward. In that last game, he got first serves in. He didn't wait for the play to come to him. He went out and got it, just like that last point. Really attacked, hit that nice deep approach shot, allowed him to hit a fairly easy overhead and keep the pressure on Ferrero. And Ferrero's, I'm sure, hoping that he's the one that can attack Hewitt, but it's all really, to me, who takes the chance first. And they're typically going to be rewarded.
Important to have clarity of thought. Got one Carlos Ferrero. It's always a little tougher when you're serving second in a set, because a loss of serve now doesn't mean just a break. It's the set done and dusted. Concentration and focus has got to be sharp. No free points for your opponent. 4-5. Looked really comfortable around the net today as Ferrero dug.
Well, he hasn't hesitated. He hasn't been tentative. He sees the short ball. He decides to come forward. He's only been up there 6 times, but successful 4 or 6. And you can see that even that forehand by Hewitt, it didn't bother Ferrero on that volley. Why change a winning game? Really love that play from Ferrero, because it shows that he's patient and he's waiting for his opportunity to come forward.
There's the step that you alluded to a little earlier. Ferrero's winners to unforced errors, the ratio better than the young Aussies.
Point against.
That's a play I'd love to see a lot more from Leighton Hewitt. He's got one of the best returns in the game. Why not step up the court more often and attack your opponent's second serve?
Well, that's the vintage Hewitt. That's what he used to do on a constant basis. And you used to hate to have to serve to him to try to stay in the set.
World-class volley from Ferrero. I think everybody in the crowd enjoyed that one. The key here is that he gets down nice and low. Soft hands, a little bit of side spin. Eyes to the same level as the ball. Good technique, especially for someone a natural volleyer.
Ferrero.
You know, Hewitt tried to do a little bit more with that shot because Ferrero had come in 3 times in that game.
5 games.
Crunch time for both players. Match nicely poised at 5 apiece. Not the way you want to start such a crucial game. The first point so important. More often than not, when a player gets broken, it's that first point that he loses. It ends up being so vitally important. That time, electing not to hit the overhead, Doug. Going for the drive volley. Steps in the court well.
I agree with you. That first double, I figured that Ferrero's in the driver's seat, but 2 good first serves get you out of a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, 40-15.
Well, these guys have a lot of history between them. This is their 9th meeting, but they haven't played each other since 2004.
Hewitt.
So the first serve continues to be in good form for Leighton Hewitt. It's what's helped him keep his nose in front in this opening set.
Hewitt has served well in this opening set. 71% first serves. And remember, he had an early break. So he had the opportunity to cruise right through Ferrero. Wasn't able to do so, but has served well under pressure these last couple games. 4 points away. And he's sort of had Ferrero's number. He's beaten him 4 out of the last 5 times that they've played. So Ferrero well aware of that. And probably the psychological advantage to Hewitt. Ferrero himself has served well. He was the first one to get his serve broken, but came right back. Got that break back, and really since then, neither player with much of an opportunity.
Came out and served a great game. 5 did Ferrero. He'll need to do just the same again
Time.
at the end of this first set. Starting to fill up. Weather probably put a lot of people off. Horrendous weather early this morning. Rain was bucketing down. Five, six.
Dead person.
Good drop shot from Ferrero.
Yeah, it's simple.
Got to be careful when you play a drop shot on a hard court. The ball does bounce up, especially when you're playing against somebody like Leighton Hewitt, who's so quick. Foot speed is outstanding, one of the best around.
But he's missing some returns today.
30.
You never used to see Hewitt miss returns. Never.
Yeah, 40 left.
Oh, great point. And it's Ferrero who's doing most of the attacking and coming to net. On a rare occasion, he's come off second best.
Really has Hewitt on the run, out of position. That forehand, Hewitt was standing there. And this is where Ferrero gets in a lot of trouble. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And Hewitt just keeping that ball nice and low.
Ferrero.
It's number 4 for Juan Carlos Ferrero. That'll take us to a tiebreaker in this opening set.
Both players have an extra challenge for the tiebreaker.
Juan Carlos Ferrero. He's played a bunch of tiebreakers. He's 10-9 this year so far, but it's Leighton Hewitt who's an abysmal 2-10.
That's why he's 2-10.
I'm a big believer he's 2-10 because he plays too passive.
That
the tiebreakers come.
Certainly he let Ferrero dictate the play that point. He had chances to get Ferrero out of position. Didn't do anything. About 3 different chimes.
Absolutely. And he lost 3 tiebreaker sets in Wimbledon to none other than Novak Djokovic. It was a 4-set match. 3 of those sets, though, were tiebreakers.
And to see Hewitt try to play that drop shot, shocking.
1. Yeah, 2-1.
It's interesting, Ferrero keeps picking on that backhand.
Why not? He's drawn a lot of errors off that side. Even though it's his more reliable shot, on the day you've got to play to the weakness. And he's recognized that. He's playing accordingly. Good stuff.
That's the problem if the drop shot isn't an outright winner.
Dictated the points so well. The shot selection was poor, though.
We see guys getting in trouble with this drop shot. Rarely do you see it turning out their way, particularly under pressure. Hewitt playing the ball up the line, allowing him to be able to get that weak reply from Ferrero. And that's a point that Ferrero absolutely dominated.
What a timely ace for Hewitt.
3-2. Hewitt.
Just the second one of the set. He would dearly like to snatch a mini break here. Change ends with a 4-2 lead.
A
little unlucky. It was a good hit. Took it nice and early, had the angle. The net just denying him opportunity to be in a good position.
So first little chance now for Hewitt in this tiebreak. 3 points away. He's gotten a few unforced errors. Both players a little bit shaky in this tiebreak, obviously realizing the importance of winning this first set.
Question about that. Already 31 unforced errors between them. Hasn't been the prettiest of tennis.
But this guy doesn't care. He just wants to get this first set under his belt.
Unbelievable. Hewitt doing so well to change direction.
5-2.
Hewitt with a good return and then going behind Ferrero. And when you're as quick as the Mosquito is, even he has trouble recovering. And he takes the fall. And it's a big point. Hewitt intelligently hitting the right shot.
It's just a 3 count on the knockdown. He fights again.
Hewitt had so many chances at that point to take the backhand and go up the line. Just refuses to do it.
Hewitt.
Obviously the net about 4 inches higher. It's actually 6 inches higher where the stick is, but where the actual net is up that line, it's 4 inches, and Hewitt just not willing to take that risk.
17 unforced errors for Hewitt now.
At second serve.
Already served 3 double faults.
Phase 1. 6-3.
He got himself to blame. Tiebreaker. Jose Perlas won't be too happy with this charge. Hewitt's not doing a whole lot to put pressure on him. He's just putting the ball back nice and deep, waiting for the mistake. But he's got 3 set points now to grab this opening set.
Yeah, that's what Hewitt wanted. He brought him in,
6-4.
made Ferrero have to come in on that little drop shot, and then that set up Hewitt's favorite passing shot, that two-handed topspin lob that he holds to the very last second.
Didn't miss it by much, but he had a lot of options on that passing shot. Set point number 2. Oh, good stuff from Ferrero, recognizing his opponent was in trouble.
But it was all made possible because he was willing to go up the line with the backhand, which opened up the entire court.
6-5. Hewitt.
So quick to realize Hewitt was on the stretch, wasn't going to have an aggressive play on the ball. Finished the point nicely at the net. Still set point. This one on his serve though. Will he go wide? Good mix-up from Leighton Hewitt, choosing to go up the tee. Could have done a little bit more with the approach shot. Has to consider himself a little bit fortunate. Juan Carlos Ferrero didn't put that ball in play. But he's not too worried about that. He's happy to have the first set underneath his belt. 7 games to 6.
Some tense moments there for both players, and I'm sure Ferrero is wondering how he couldn't execute that backhand passing shot. But you know what? High marks to Hewitt. You come in, even if it's not a great shot, the pressure's still on Ferrero because he's the one who's down the set point. And if anything really stands out for me in that opening set, both players having exceptional success when the first serve went in. Really good serving from both. We said that that was going to be critical to their success. Very few breakpoint opportunities. And the winners and unforced errors ratio, very similar between both players. Ferrero taking a few more chances, but in that second set, particularly in the tiebreak, Ferrero making the unforced errors. And that's why Hewitt was able to come away with the opening set.
Let's take a look at some of the winners in this opening set. almost an hour needed to separate these two players in the opening set. And it was Hewitt able to muster up just enough to get one over his opponent, Juan Carlos Ferrero. Second set, Ferrero's going to get us started.
And Ferrero certainly the one willing to take a few more chances, and that helped him in the opening set, but it also hurt him because in the tiebreak his game broke down a little bit.
He's taking the ball a little earlier now, playing a little bit closer to the baseline.
And remember, Hewitt got that early break in the opening set, wasn't able to hold on.
Love 40. Games 15-40.
He's going to need a few more of those. He wants to hold serve here.
Well, he's listening to you. The only game Ferrero was broken in that opening set. Remember, he had a 40-love advantage.
Outstanding points. You can't be too upset, can Ferrero. That ball would have been a clean one anyway. Only just clipped the top of the net. And some great defense from Hewitt, throwing in a couple of forehand slices to keep himself alive in the rally.
And you still get the sense that Hewitt is so mentally tough. You know, he's just saying, you can't break me down from the back of the court. And one of the things that you see Hewitt doing is keeping Ferrero behind that baseline. Ferrero having to play a lot more defending than creeping in. See, not getting in too often. But Hewitt, on the other hand, he is closer in that last game, even trying to get himself more into the court. So Hewitt knows what he has to do for Ferrero to maybe try to get in a little bit closer so he's not dictated to as much.
It's something that Hewitt was doing so well when he was at the height of his powers, taking the ball nice and early, jerking his opponents around the court. So once again, he has a break of serve early on in a set. Let's see if he can maintain it this time. He's got him on the yo-yo. We've seen both players execute that shot.
15 left.
We saw Ferrero do it early on. And Hewitt showing him that he's got those tools as well.
Anything you can do.
Lots of air, lots of underspin. That ball just checks like a Tiger Woods flop shot.
You know, we've been talking a lot about Hewitt in this set, but psychologically difficult for Ferrero because he feels like he had chances in that opening set to take advantage, made a lot of unforced errors in the latter stages. Now the momentum is firmly swung in the way of Hewitt.
Good 1-2 combinations from Hewitt. First serve setting up things nicely. Shot selection been pretty good thereafter.
Hewitt.
It's the kind of consolidation you're looking for.
2 games left.
Wasn't able to do it in the opening set. Different story this time around.
Well, that's Rafael Nadal. That's up in the players' area where they have a little bit of food in between matches and they watch a lot of the tennis. Carlos Moya sitting down in front of him.
15 left.
Paints the line. Just got a piece of it. Takes it nice and early. That was his trademark shot a couple of years ago. One of the biggest forehands in the business.
And against 30-15.
Jose Perlas, emotionless. It's always difficult when you're a coach. You so want to tell your player what to do or what not to do. Of course, it's forbidden to have any communication with them during the match.
One back. 30.
Just got to be careful that the wheels don't come off here. Just feel if he gets too far behind, he's going to struggle. And it's the backhand side that has been very costly today for Juan Carlos. For too many unforced errors.
Yeah, on to front. 40-50.
That's the play I love from Hewitt. It's a play that I don't think he uses enough. But he takes that forehand early and semi bunts it up the line. ideal approach shot to come in on. That one, slightly bigger swing. But as soon as he hits it, he's moving forward, looking to come in and finish the point off at the net. Good stuff from the Aussie.
Hewitt now with a stranglehold.
Avantage, Hewitt.
I get the feeling you can put this match to bed right now. Double break. Really break the backbone of Ferrero.
Well, Ferrero doesn't seem like he's recovered from that opening set.
Égalité.
He was just trying to bunt that return back in play, but the ball sailed on him.
Heads. First.
Oh, world-class Leighton Hewitt at his best.
Really just trying to defend and get that ball back in play.
Hewitt.
Hit an amazing angle. Here he's pulled off the court, fully stretched out. It's a ball that Ferrero's not able to react to. Ferrero thinking the ball's going to go up the line.
Understandably so.
Égalité.
Another backhand missed return.
Deuce. Avantage, Ferrero.
Good first serves again, paying dividends for Juan Carlos. That's what's keeping him in the match.
Ferrero. Valder, s'il vous plaît. New box.
Huge game. Huge game for Ferrero.
Hewitt, man.
Good job to keep himself in touch. Still down a break though. Good. The 2-1 lead.
A lot of attractive people here. Canada come out to watch the tennis, and even though the conditions haven't been too good, they're still out here in force. Very chilly out here today, cool, but you know what? They're watching their favorite players from all over the world. With a little bit of Stevie Wonder music in the background.
Big screen here, which is so popular with the fans. All enjoy seeing themselves on the big screen. It's where all TMR replays take place. Players get to see where the balls were in or out that they questioned. Really has been a popular addition to the tournaments. In fact, the tournaments that don't have the big screen these days are almost seen somewhat as lesser events. Just bring so much to the atmosphere around the court. So Hewitt 2-1, a set of new balls in his hand.
That last game, Hewitt had a chance to go up a double break.
15-11.
Ferrero responded with two big serves from out to his advantage.
Nice and early. Carlos Ferrero at his best.
Well, it makes a big difference when you take the ball early like this. Instead of being dictated to, he's the one who's moving Hewitt. We've seen too much through the last few games where Ferrero's been way behind that baseline.
First.
We always talk about trying to make adjustments while you're on the court. And one of the things that Ferrero certainly can learn from that opening set, getting pushed around a little bit. So intelligent from Hewitt. First he uses the nice wide serve, which opens up the court. And then for Ferrero, who's always moving to the open court, you go back behind him.
On to Kent. 40-15.
Supposed to be talking to his charge. Probably just a couple of words of encouragement. Coaching absolutely forbidden. Mind you, the Spanish not too shy to give a piece of advice to their players.
Fault. He was challenging the call. Left service line. Ball was called out.
Ferrero just offering a bit of advice to Hewitt, saying he thought it was long.
He thought wrong. Hewitt's eyes are better than the umpire's.
Replay.
You know what? Hewitt was pretty far away from that one.
Oh, is it? But you called that? Yeah, no, that's fine. But you called it after you hit it into the net.
Yeah, that's his point.
So it's my point? Yeah, you said replay the point.
Yeah, you said no, it's point for you. Eso no lo sé, no lo puedo manejar. Yo también la veo mal. Yo también la veo mal. Yo también la veo mal, por eso la corregí.
Hewitt quite correct in his assessment of the situation. The ball was already in the net before Damian Steiner
Hewitt man, 3 games.
made the call.
It's funny how it goes from one guy being upset to the other guy being upset.
Exactly. And I think Juan Carlos Ferrero would have been better if he had not given a bit of advice there. The fact that he actually spoke to Hewitt, I think, was probably the wrong thing to do. Might have got away with the replay. The very worst. Anyway, call stands. He's down 3-1.
Kansas. 15 left.
Great to see.
Really working over that backhand of Ferrero's. The problem when Ferrero becomes tentative or defensive, the balls just drop short, and it makes him have to hit all these defensive shots. And you see what good hands Hewitt has coming in, nice and soft, punches that volley right into the open court, no doubt about it.
Point against.
Golden opportunity missed again for Hewitt. Second serve, just 155 kilometers an hour. Hewitt failing to put it in play.
Correction, not good.
Yep.
Replay the point.
Disappointment for Ferrero because he thought he had control of the point. But the good news is at least he doesn't lose the point.
This ball bounces right in front of the nose of Damian Steiner.
13.
There's no ways he's going to miss that call. That one comfortably inside the line. Good overall.
Point against.
Well, Hewitt has had chances. He's missed an awful lot of second serves.
14.
He's allowing Ferrero to hang around.
Ferrero.
So yet again, Ferrero does well to stay in touch.
Washington.
It's not going to go away too easily. It's Hewitt 3-2 in the second set.
Well, Ferrero's had a great career. Turned pro all the way back in 1998. He's already amassed about $11 million in prize money. It's almost as much money as Carlos Santana has made in his career. But the difficult thing for Ferrero is the amount of victories. 11 titles, but has not won a title since way back in 2003. Last year he gave a little bit of hope. Cincinnati reached the final before losing to Andy Roddick. That was a rematch of 2003 U.S. Open. And then Costa de Soipe this year. So there's still hope.
Swirling around inside your head at this moment. Desperate to get back on level pegging. If you want Carlos Ferrero, all your concentration has got to be on those first 1 or 2 points in your opponent's serve game. Always helps when you get a little bit of a jump start, when you get up love 15 or love 30 on your opponent's serve. For Hewitt, he wants to do the exact opposite. A couple of good first serves, quick serve game, throw the balls to the other side of the net.
Seconds. Now 15.
It's not the start Leighton Hewitt would have wanted. Oh my lord. Second serve nearly took out the ball boy standing at the net. Complete shank. Something I'm accustomed to doing on the golf course.
He just didn't do enough with that approach.
There's 15-30.
Comes in almost directly to where Hewitt's standing. And that's a relatively easy pass for the Aussie. Still a lot of work to be done.
That's all.
So not too many guys are going to handle the pressure like Hewitt has. Remember, he's had chances to go up double breaks in this set. He didn't do it. We talked about Ferrero hanging around. Then he starts off with the 2 doubles.
Well, went with his go-to serve there, the one out wide. It's paid a few dividends so far. Fires with the forehand, does Ferrero.
Hewitt man
Bitterly disappointed. Hands on the hips.
4 games.
Head down. I have to say that I think Hewitt got out of jail in that game. Carlos Ferrero has it all to do now.
That last game was huge, Robbie. You talked about the fact that Ferrero needed to get 1 or 2 of those early points. He got them.
15.
And then he wasn't able to do anything. Finds himself behind again. He's just not doing enough when he comes forward. And you see Hewitt not going for the outright pass, just trying to put Ferrero out of position.
Holtz. It's back. 15-0.
Going to back down from his aggressive style of play. Ferrero, things aren't going his way. Likes to hit himself out of trouble.
Yeah, it's on.
Good return, though. Nice and deep.
15-30.
See, the timing's just not there for Ferrero at the moment.
Now the unforced error is now really starting to hurt Ferrero. 25 in the match. At one point in time, they were nice and tidy. This set alone, Ferrero's made 3 times as many unforced errors as his opponent.
First.
action. Risky.
Well, I don't know too many players that would hit this shot down a set and a break, 30-all point, but he had the confidence to do it. Perfectly placed.
What Hewitt does so well. Neutralizes the big first serve. Try to get the ball back in play. You feel like you have to do something special against Hewitt. Try and hit a winner early on. That's how you accumulate the unforced errors. Good move. Great move from Ferrero.
Well, we like the fact when he's come in today because it shows that he's keeping Hewitt pinned back for a 10 of 16 at the net. The only problem he's had this set really is the fact that he's come in on some balls that haven't been particularly good approaches.
That one was a little bit of a sneak. Hewitt didn't see it coming.
Ferrero.
One of the better second serves from Ferrero. He's doing a good job of hanging around. Things haven't been going particularly well for him, but he still finds himself within touching distance.
"26 years old, the feisty Aussie. He's had an amazing career, actually.
It's quite unbelievable to think that he's been around for almost 11 years and he's only 26.
Yeah, and his first major title was doubles, 2000 at the U.S. Open. He partnered with Max Mirny. And they defeated Rick Leach and Ellis Ferreira, countrymen of yours.
The perfect reason why he should be volleying a little bit more. Nadal and Moya together, watching their countryman do battle. Lucky young lady getting a hug from Rafa Nadal. Not too sure who she is. Yet again, Ferrero gets a jump start on the Hewitt service.
First.
Got to be careful. Ferrero obviously can open the shoulders. He's playing from behind.
love 30.
Hewitt doesn't want to change a winning game. He's got to continue to stay aggressive. Not allow Ferrero to believe that he can come back.
Didn't miss by much.
But does he really need to go for that kind of shot? Up love 30, just gave Hewitt a free point on a second ball.
Perhaps thinking he's love 30 up, why not go for it? Was a second serve. He had a good look at it. We know he's not going to back down.
So 2 second balls from love 30, much like the previous game where Ferrero had love 30. It's all about how you play the big points.
Getting his charge of the Vamos. Frustrating to see your charge miss 2 second serves. Such a crucial juncture of the match.
40-30.
And you give Hewitt an inch.
40-30.
One of his biggest serves of the match. Combination from Ferrero. Deep ball pushing Hewitt way behind the baseline.
Égalité.
And then the drop shot that he has used to such good effect today.
This is the third one he's hit. And you can see how he holds that ball to the last second. Hewitt's not able to anticipate it. And it's pretty safe.
Avantage Hewitt.
27 unforced errors. And that's where you see the frustration creeping into your mind. Hewitt's not doing a lot out there, but he's just keeping one more ball in the court. That's all he's needed to do.
More often than not, this game is not about how many winners you hit, it's about how few unforced errors you make.
Hewitt.
Forced error. Number 29 for Juan Carlos Ferrero.
Hewitt 5 jeux à 3. 5 games to 3.
Not much more room for error.
Yeah, he's running out of time. He certainly has had his chances. Hewitt has played some shaky service games. Ferrero has not been able to take advantage.
Well measured forehand.
15-6. 15 love. Conte c'est bon. 30 love. Quarante c'est bon. 40 love.
Ferrero doing just what he needs to do. Hopefully force his opponent to serve out this match.
Ferrero.
Got a couple of bombs, did Ferrero. A nice love serve game.
Men, 5-4. 5 games.
Well, Ferrero did what he needed to do, held on there easily. He's had chances, he's had good looks at the Hewitt serve in this set. So at least he can go into this game knowing that he has a chance to break. It then becomes about execution. And when he gets those chances, not missing. I didn't like how he played that last game up left 30. So it'll be interesting to see if Hewitt himself does anything different serving-wise, because when Hewitt's first serve has gone in today, he's been very effective. He's been able to dominate the points. The problem is when he's missed that first one, gotten behind in a few of these recent service games. So great players seem to find ways to close out matches with a lot of class.
Well today. It's been spectacular stuff so far. Get the job done. Typical battling attitude from Leighton Hewitt. Can he hold serve just one more time and move on in the tournament?
Beautiful way to start off
15 love.
game serving for the match.
Conte c'est bon.
Get much better than that.
30 love.
To think that this is Hewitt's first match since his loss at Wimbledon to Djokovic. Has not played in the tournament since. Wouldn't know it though, Robbie.
It's vintage Hewitt. Playing, like you said, plenty of matches behind him. Looks to be closing out this match. Relative ease. 2 match points.
Quarante 40-15.
He's mixed the serve up so well today. One of the better serving performances from Leighton Hewitt. It wasn't the most entertaining match. Hewitt got the job done. It's always nice to get that win under the belt. And you haven't played matches for a while, especially at this time.